Yo, what is up guys? It is esports content entertainment coming at you guys with another video here today. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about Carrzy and Mad Lions. So at Johan Markov tweets, sources, Carrzy is in talks with Mad Lions over a possible return to the team. Unforgiven has been allowed to explore options. No agreement as of yet between Carrzy and Mad Lions, but talks are in progress. He also had a follow-up tweet right here. Please note that Carrzy could still remain in Vitality or join another team depending on the development of the offseason. Nothing is final, as stated in the report. It's negotiation. So there is quite a bit right here to unpack, actually. Now, I want to make sure I reiterate this before I start diving into all of my points. This is not a confirmation. This is literally just happening right now, as it is just nothing confirmed, okay? I want people to make sure they understand that. This is just an ongoing negotiation process right now, potentially between Carrzy and Mad Lions and Vitality, actually, because the 2022 offseason right now is getting really crazy, and there's going to be more dominoes falling over as each day goes by. So Carrzy joins Vitality's super team for 2022 at the beginning of this year. Carrzy was extremely bad this year. During the LEC 2022 Spring Split and playoffs, he played like complete shit. Then, during the LEC 2022 Summer Split, he played like complete shit. Now, he was also paired with Lebrov, but you have to understand, as a bot lane, for anyone that's kind of new to watching League of Legends, maybe just this year, a bot lane actually has to have really good synergy to perform very well, and then agree on how to kind of play the lane to a certain extent in order to get the best out of both of them. Lebrov was one of the worst supports in the LEC, and Carrzy was one of the worst AD carries in the LEC. So was it Lebrov just bringing down Carrzy, or was it Carrzy bringing down Lebrov? But previously, before Carrzy even joined, Team Vitality, he was on Mad Lions for about 2 years, where he played with Kaiser. Now, everybody pretty much knows this. Kaiser pretty much made Carrzy look better. The only thing that people really talked about when it came to Carrzy was that they kept saying this stupid narrative that he's a really good shot caller, he has really good target selection in team fights when, making calls about, who to actually attack in a team fight. But you can get that in anybody, though. Like, I know you can't realistically get that in everybody, but just let's break it down to like a minuscule degree, right? You can literally get that in anyone, right? Like, if that's what you really want someone to improve on in your team, is better target selection when they're calling out who to actually hit in a team fight, you can literally instill that logic into a lot of people. It's not that hard. So I find it really crazy that a lot of people were like, yeah, Carzzy's really good at that. It's like, okay, but that's really nothing special to begin with, And Carrzy played really bad on Vitality. I don't know why Mad Lions would even want him back when they have Unforgiven. So right there in that sentence right there where it says Unforgiven has been allowed to explore options, that's ridiculous. Unforgiven played exceptionally well for his rookie year debut in the LEC. At Worlds, he didn't really play that well, but a lot of people for their first World Championship are not going to play well. I think it's one of these things where people need to understand, at the World Championship, whenever you go to World Championship, if you're playing against different caliber competition, and if you're a new player, some players just kind of succumb to the pressure, some players just don't. It's just how that really works, though. I think if Mad Lions end up taking Carrzy back over Unforgiven, that's ridiculous. That is a straight up downgrade in literally every stretch you imagine, right? But the only way potentially it wouldn't be a downgrade is if they kept Kaiser, right? I think Kaiser is signed until the end of next year, actually. So if they can get Carrzy and Kaiser reunited, because they had really good synergy when they did play with each other, I think that's really good. But I would never get rid of Unforgiven as of right now for Carrzy. Carrzy played like shit. And Lebrov too. Their bot lane was horrible. That was one of the worst bot lanes I have ever seen play in Europe. I've been watching Europe since like 2015 EULCS Spring Split, right? I've been watching this league for 7 years, and there have been some really weak bot lanes, but this is one of the weakest ones. This was also on a perceived super team. So literally, it's very well known now, Carrzy cannot perform very well without Kaiser. I mean, maybe, it was just a bad year from him, but even at international events, when Mad Lions had a really good year in 2021, Carrzy wasn't the main reasons why they were winning. It was always based around Humanoid and Kaiser and Aloye that was making the team really pop off, right? So with Vitality, they tried the superstar team, in quotations, right? Super team. They look like shit altogether. I mean, the only really good player from Team Vitality this past year was just Perks. Perks was a player that a lot of people had huge doubts on, and I think Perks played pretty well all year, actually. He was easily a top 4 LEC mid laner, actually. So this was the article right here. Let's go to it. Sources: Carrzy in talks with Mad Lions over a possible return. Carrzy could be returning to Mad Lions before the 2023 LEC season, according to sources close to Jackson. The Czech AD carry is in talks with his former team in the LEC. However, no agreement has been reached between Carrzy and Mad Lions. All right, sorry, give me a sec. Let me make sure the screen's a bit bigger for anyone who's probably watching, like at home. Let me knock it down. Furthermore, sources have told Jackson that Carrzy could still remain on Vitality, depending on how the offseason develops. Unforgiven has also been allowed to explore his options. Yeah, so right now with Team Vitality, they're probably deciding on, okay, could we potentially be getting Upset, right? Because it's been very rumored, heavily rumored, that Upset could be leaving, Fnatic. I don't think Upset wants to be in Fnatic anymore. I think he had this idea of what Fnatic what Fnatic was like before he even joined, and then when he joined, it was just pretty much not what he really imagined it be. Because I think Team Vitality will have a roster of Alphari, Bo, Perks, Upset, potentially, and Hylissang, But we'll have to just see how the offseason develops, really. Carzzy's LEC journey could take him where it started. Carrzy made his LEC debut in 2020 when he first signed with Mad Lions, formerly Splice. In his first year under the Spanish brand, the team invested in rookies and young talent who needed time to develop. Eventually, Mad found the needed pieces to make a successful European roster. In 2020, Mad reached the playoffs off strong regular season performances, but it did not lift the trophy. Although Mad fell during the 2020 World's Play-In stage, its qualification was a success in its own right. 2021 is when Mad hit their stride after adding Aloye and Armut to the lineup. The changes proved pivotal for the long term. Carrzy and Mad won 2 LEC titles and attended both MSI 2021 and Worlds 2021, reaching the playoffs in each event. It was a dominant year for Mad Lions, and only Rogue came close to challenging them during the spring split. Overall, Carzzy's Mad Lions journey was a success, but after a 2-year stay, Carrzy left the organization in 2022 to join Team Vitality's Super Team. Team Vitality's Super Team. Featuring Carrzy, Team Vitality brought an exciting roster to the table in 2022. However, despite being one of the strongest teams on paper, it failed to deliver in the long term. The Super Team aspired to compete on the international stage, but it struggled during both splits in 2022. During the spring split, the team caught the last train to playoffs, finishing with a 99 record during the regular split. After eliminating Excel Esports in a 5-game series during round 1 of the playoffs, Team Vitality was eventually eliminated by G2 Esports in round 2. During the 2022 summer season, Team Vitality failed to qualify for the LEC playoffs, and their season was over earlier than expected. There could be another opportunity for Carrzy and Team Vitality to redeem themselves, but only time will tell if that will happen under those terms. Yeah, so it's one of these things where Team Vitality Super Team failed almost just as bad as Team Liquid's, Now, we know that Team Vitality Super Team cost a lot of money, just like Team Liquid's, and I think people should really kind of move away just from that Super Team model. It's never been something that has ever really worked out, all things considered, So yeah, that's just my opinions on, Carrzy and Mad Lions. It's just really crazy that Mad Lions is the org that's or the people that are behind the coaching staff, they're always like, yeah, we want to build up these young rookie talents. They brought in Reeker, and to be fair, Reeker was really, really, really bad. Like, Reeker was fucking horrible. But if you're gonna be an org that's all about bringing up rookie talent, then you gotta kind of give the rookie talent a little bit more time to develop, right? Because they bring up Reeker, and granted, he did look bad, but you don't stick with him. They bring in Niski, a player that had success already in his career somewhat, right? And he performs very well for them, actually. And they keep Unforgiven, because this is when, you know, the beginning of this year, when they brought over Unforgiven and Reeker, but they swapped out Reeker for Niski, you know, during the beginning of the LEC 2022 summer split. And they would go back to Carrzy, of all players, right? Like, I get it. You might want a different AD carry than Unforgiven, but, I mean, is Upset available? Could you try and talk to him? You know what I mean? Like, there's... I mean, what other ADC is in Europe that you could potentially be talking to? I mean, I would even take Flackid over Carrzy. If you're asking me, I'd take Flackid over this dude, you know? I just don't know why teams are always like, yeah, we're gonna build up these players, but the moment these players start underperforming, nope, they're out. It's like, okay, I guess, you know, but I get how those narratives always spin. You gotta just tell people what they want to hear, because people always want to hear that they're developing homegrown talent, when it's like, these teams just, at the end of the day, just care about winning. They don't care about homegrown talent. Let's be completely honest here, guys. I just don't get, by any stretch of the imagination, why would Mad Lions ever want Carrzy back? You know? Not just because he was probably a bad person, but he's just not good, really. You know? I'd even take Neon over this guy. Like, I'll take Neon over this guy any day. Really. But let me know what you guys think about Mad Lions potentially getting Carrzy back. That would be crazy. Like, are they trying to not compete anymore in the LEC with this guy? But I think another big problem for Mad Lions is Armut. Armut's really not that good either. He started out okay, but he just really struggles a lot against the better top laners, actually. You know? Maybe Mad Lions get Otawamne. Maybe that might actually be a good thing for them, because it's, you know, it was also said that, you know, Otawamne's not going to be on Rogue, you know, going into the 2023 LEC season. So we'll have to see how that develops. So yeah, more, you know, 2022 League of Legends offseason news videos coming for you guys. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying, you know, these videos. I have other videos coming out. I'm a little bit behind on some of the news, but not all the news. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Like, comment, and subscribe. Most of all, enjoy. I am MSK, and this is Esports Content Entertainment, your one place for esports content. See you guys later. Deuces.